We've been awake for all of 15 minutes this morning and we're already up to mischief. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. Excuse me, sir, that is my shoe. My shoe. Not your shoe, my shoe. Yeah. He does this when he wants to get attention / we're very much navigating the fact that Bear's getting loads of attention right now, and I'm sure any parent or anybody with siblings will know that kind of trying to balance attention and make sure that everybody feels okay and supported and happy and loved is always a bit of a juggle. But Asher especially likes to show his dislike of the current situation, and that sound means the mom is home. So we'll greet her and then maybe chat about what we're doing this morning. I really want to go for a walk because today is a long walk day. We did yoga yesterday. Today is a long walk day. And also, because I didn't walk yesterday, I have the new Suits podcast to listen to, so it's perfect. But I think I might eat breakfast beforehand and then for our long walk, I'll get a little coffee treat because that's always fun. Hi. Do you want to say good morning? Oh. You leaving? Okay. It's his third day of, well, his second day of having chemo this morning. So mom will probably give that to him. Sorry, because I'm swimming my eye. His second day of the pill. So far we're doing so good. It seems to be okay. And the arthritis shot has given him more energy. So that's helping at the beginning of the week. But this is just going to get louder and louder until she actually gets out of the car and to the house. Hello. Oh, yes, a truffle again. Those peanut butter cup thingies were not it. So I'm getting ready for my morning walk, and I thought we'd kind of chat about like why I do this, like what this does for me, and not like I have step goals kind of a thing, because I actually don't have a step goal. There's nothing about it where I'm like, these are the amount of steps that I need to do every single day. I feel like goals like that don't always serve me because then I don't actually feel motivated to do them. Sometimes it's just a checklist. But something like this morning walk that I'm doing and knowing the reason why I'm doing it makes it something that I want to show up for. It also makes it something that I don't necessarily just do in the morning. Like there's a true purpose to why I do this walk and what it does for me and like the intention I set, but also how it supports me just every day in managing my emotions, processing my emotions, giving space to my emotions, and really allowing myself to hear my own inner voice. Now, I will probably chat about 75 Love throughout the duration of this kind of Vlogmas situation, and specifically we're going to talk about being sober curious a little bit later today. But this walk for me is something that I realized that I needed in order to acknowledge my emotions, like let myself have space to feel them and start to process them in a way that was healthy. Because what would happen is that I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't know how to do it in a way where it felt like it had its own space. For me, a lot of the times what I need are nice little boundaries for things. I need to know that like I can deal with a thing and it has the space to be dealt with and it has the space in my life where it gets to exist, and that I can kind of habitually keep on top of it and stay healthy. But then when I don't have the headspace for it, I can walk away from it. Like I don't have to spend all day going back to my journal trying to process things over and over and over again, especially because it's really easy to like grab your journal in the middle of things and be like, oh my God, I need to process this thought right now. Versus when I'm feeling like I just have stuff that needs to kind of be released, or I feel like I need to hear some things that I'm not hearing, or I'm just feeling really angry with God and the universe and whatever's happening, this walk kind of serves for that. So I will sometimes listen to a podcast. I will also just walk and rant and kind of chat through whatever. And then if at some point in this walk I have something where I'm like, I feel like I need to process that a little bit more fully, I will grab my phone and like type in the notes app and the journal app and do that. But like this for me is the emotionally stabilizing part of my routine. This is how I get and keep my shit together. My like physical workouts and all of those things, those are about being present in my body. Like yoga last night was really about acknowledging what my body needs. A lot of times something that is for, especially with yoga, is about surrendering for me, about releasing, about just letting things go and kind of, again, feeling the things I need to be feeling. But it will also continue to be this space where it's a nice thing that you can kind of control, where you can see where you're holding yourself back, or you can see where you can push yourself a little bit more. There's a lot that comes from movement in that way, when you're not treating it for the ultimate goal of like losing weight or having to do something where you can pass or fail, when it's really like, I have the space that I want to grow into, and I can start to see where I'm holding myself back, where I'm maybe believing that I can't do things, but I could actually do them. I just have like sucked myself into this belief. So much of movement allows for your relationship with yourself to develop, but the morning walk for me is very much about like giving myself space to get my shit together, to process what I need to process, to think about what I need to think about, to say what I need to say, to release everything, to like walk away from it, reset, and kind of come back. So we will see if I get to listen to my podcast this morning. I really love the Suits and Smartlist are like the two podcasts that I listen to throughout the week. The Suits Rewatch podcast sidebar, or watch podcast because I haven't watched it before. So when I need a break from life, I will go out and like take my podcast and go walk in another neighborhood and listen to it. But today we have plenty of things to do today. I do think I want to try to wash my hair. I'm trying to get better about being like every couple of days with it. But for now, I feel like we just need to have a break. I need to remind my body how to breathe sometimes, and a walk is really good for doing that. If you're by chance wondering why I'm wearing this visor, not sunglasses, and looking a little bit ridiculous, one, it helps keep the volume and the roots of your hair, but two, this is a really great way to kind of get in some sunlight into your eyes to help with your circadian rhythm, to just make your sleep a little bit easier, to help regulate your body. So I try to do one walk a day or at least some portion of my day where I'm not having any kind of sun protection for my eyes, just to help it filter in. And this is a really nice way to do that without it feeling like too much, because my eyes are definitely a limited sunshine state. So it took me a little bit of time to get to the point where I could do that and not feel like my eyes were absolutely just blown out and overwhelmed. And this little Lululemon number does the trick for me every single day. Just finished my little compression leggings, and honestly I love them so much. They're called compression boots. They're not compression leggings. We're gonna squat here. Just finished that. I have to say, if you've been looking at some kind of variation of those for a while, we're gonna get to this mess in a second. If you're looking at some kind of variation of those for a while, a lot of them are $500 plus, and I just wanted to know that I was going to use them and I was going to like them. I went kind of down the rabbit hole of reading the reviews, and I think these are between $200 and $300, and they come from Target, so I will link them in the description box below for you guys, because I love them. They make a big difference. But now we're going to continue on our wellness journey. We're having a little bit of a wellness reset day, and I need to do a little bit of a sauna blanket. I also might need to convince Asher to take a nap somewhere else. His head is like right up against the mirror, and every time he moves, he bops that mirror, so I might need to invite him. Asher, do you want to go outside? Bubba. I'm being ignored because I have a teenager. We're gonna do a little bit of a sauna blanket. Again, another thing that I found that I think this one is like under $200, and I will link it down below. It comes from Amazon. I love this the most for when my body is feeling like, A, today when it's feeling really cold, or B, when I'm just having those days where it feels like my body is really off. Like my anxiety is a bit higher, my nervous system is off. Like I just feel like almost kind of out of control in a way, where I just need to take a breath. I need to reset. I need to give myself something. And sometimes that's not working out. Sometimes that's not something that would be more obvious. Sometimes the answer to that is actually really just creating space for breathing. Breathwork's one of my favorite things, but the other part of that is I really like listening to music. Music was kind of my beginning creative outlet for everything. Spotify Wrapped just came out today, and honestly, I'm laughing. My Spotify is insane. It's insane every year, and it's insane in a way that, like, I think I have 128,000 minutes of music listened to, because I'm very much somebody who believes in subconscious reprogramming and like manifesting in the most subtle ways and just easy ways. And I tend to have songs that really embody the energy of whatever it is that I'm calling in, and I put them on repeat at night, or I put them on repeat throughout the day, and I just let them play and play and play and play. If I can do it an easy way and I can teach my subconscious what I want, I am happy to do so with music. So I never post my Spotify Wrapped for that reason, because a lot of the times the top 2 songs are something that I'm really specifically manifesting. So all I've been doing is listening to the song over and over and over again. And then anything that's not like that top 2 is normally Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift. But even some Ariana Grande songs get used for that kind of category. But now we're going to do a quick little setup of my sauna blanket. Give myself a chance to kind of reset, and then dive into the editing for the day. So I said we would kind of chat about the Sober Curious thing and 75 Love and all of that. And honestly, I just recorded a lot and I feel like I blocked out what I said. So I'm gonna say it again. This is such a little ADHD moment, but this is so fun. We're at the time of the year where I feel like everybody's relationship with alcohol, personally, we just kind of, it pulls up in the front of our faces. Like, you can either avoid it and like don't worry about it, and then come January you go dry Jan and that's fine and like you have no issues with it. There are plenty of people, especially as we've had more conversations about being more sober curious, that are trying to figure out how to navigate this holiday season and really either raising more awareness for there being more mocktails, or maybe struggling through their first holiday season when it comes to not drinking and they're not sure how to navigate that, and this feels really challenging for them. And then there's like a million scenarios, and I definitely have found myself falling in the space of feeling like the relationship I have with alcohol right now isn't necessarily the one that I want for the future, and asking myself a lot of questions about how do I change that. And part of that is I know that I need to integrate tweaking the habits and the cues in my brain. If you've read The Power of Habit, there's the like cue that sets you in motion to doing all the things after, and kind of figuring out how to break that up to train your brain to do other things is a very powerful thing, a very necessary thing. I feel like James, I can't think of his name, but he talks about it in the, there's another habit book and I'm forgetting the name of it, but he talks about like the environment and how they've seen people who actually had like cocaine addictions, and removing them from the environment and putting them in a new place helped them break that. I know it goes deeper than that. I know there's like a chemical aspect of it, which is kind of what I want to talk about. And I've noticed for myself in the last few months that, especially as I've been kind of in that place of there's been a lot going on, I've been working through a lot of things, I didn't realize, and it kind of stuck up on me in a way where I had just kind of allowed alcohol to be an easy way, or wine to kind of be an easy way to calm my brain down at night. And I don't necessarily feel like I want to never have any kind of relationship with alcohol again, but I think it's really easy for that to kind of sneak in on us, especially with the way that it's portrayed in TV shows and content and like all the different things. And it's in that point where it's like in the middle ground and you think, I don't know that this is actually the healthiest for me, but it doesn't feel like I have a problem because I'm not on this level, and I don't really want to like go fully sober. So how do I find a new way to navigate this? Like, how do I help myself through this? And this is something that I'm kind of starting, and something that I've done before, and something that I will kind of continue to do in this process of this journey, is that I know that I need to train my brain to associate that calming side that comes with the experience of having that drink with something else. So for me, that looks like over the next few weeks, intentionally sitting down and doing breath work before I have any kind of alcohol, like having a glass of water, sitting down and doing breath work. And then if I still feel like I need something else to calm me down, we kind of take the steps. We really reintegrate the option of like, okay, your brain is craving this right now, and it's totally valid because you're feeling really anxious, or you're feeling this thing, or you're feeling that thing. And that's why you find yourself kind of gravitating towards that, and not just demonizing myself for wanting to have a glass of something, but also not just letting myself off the hook, not just saying it's okay that you have these drinks all of the time, or that you have them consistently every night, or that you're not stopping to consider what is actually going on. How is this benefiting you? What is the relationship going on here? Do you feel like you can let this go? Why do you feel like you can let this go? Why don't you feel like you can let this go? There are more kind of questions that come into play, and I think especially for people who are kind of in that middle space, again, where you're figuring it out, like, how do you have this thing in your life that you want to enjoy occasionally, but it doesn't become something that you feel like is a part of your routine? How do you change that? So that is one of the things that I plan on doing with it, as well as I've recently, well, actually this is not recent, I've been using the Early Bird CBD gummies for like the last year. I've gone through so many bottles of these. These have become one of my absolute favorites. I normally take one 2 hours before bed. I think I might start taking it like at 6 o'clock, and then if I need a second one a little bit later. I'm trying to figure out the cues for myself at like what point in the day my brain says I need help unwinding, that I can intervene with something else that's not the other, and that honestly helps me actually feel that good and that calm and that chill and that I can do, versus getting to the point where it's like I'm not actually helping my brain and I'm just trying to like pull up the rug, and then suddenly I'm trying to go to sleep and my brain is like, no, we are not calm. Like we didn't have the things that we need to feel calm, and now we're gonna freak the F out and you're still gonna have to do all these things that maybe you didn't want to do. I'm trying to help my brain get there with ease and to feel supported by it, by also recognizing that that pattern is there and I just need to outsmart myself. Like I need to outsmart my brain. So I've been taking these forever. I love them. I'm horrible with melatonin. I end up always having some kind of melatonin hangover, any and everything. I've tried all of them. I really like the Soam drink, but I do feel like that's still the drink aspect of it. One, I don't really love that I have to drink that right before bed. Two, I love that I can take this a little bit of time earlier and it works. Plus these gummies are easy to travel with. I'm a big fan of these. But the other thing that I got, and I'm going to try maybe this week, probably starting tonight, is kind of my like, actually, you know what, let's take this little gummy now, because now that I've told my brain about anxiety, my brain's like, would you like to be anxious? No, I wouldn't. Let's get rid of that. So I've done that, but I saw, I think things I bought, and like she was talking about this the other night, because I was having that moment of, I really want something else in my routine to calm me down. Like I appreciate having occasional drink. I really want to get to a place where I'm getting to appreciate the artistry of it, and that I'm really getting to, like, if I go to dinner and I can do a tasting and having small amounts of it, and it's really a like, it adds to it. It's not like, oh, I'm shoveling this into my face every day, because it's doing something specific to my brain. So she mentioned this again on her stories, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna try that. So I ordered it for Black Friday and we will try that tonight. But I just know that we're at the time of the year where everybody's having a moment with all of the things, and maybe I'm very much the person who's like, okay, it's the beginning of December and Christmas is here and we're gonna do the festive things, but half of my brain is thinking about, what do I not want to take from the end of this year into next year? Like I'm already starting to kind of cleanse that out. And this is one of those things where I would rather get in the habit of having this gummy a couple of hours before bed, like now when it's 4 something, and then maybe having another one at 7 something, and then that being my unwind routine, versus what it's felt like has been kind of navigating and percolating for me recently. So if you're there and you're just kind of in the space of like, I need somebody to be on this path with me, because I'm trying to assess this and I don't quite like where it's at right now, but it doesn't feel like I have enough of a problem to quantify it. Hi, hello, welcome. So glad you're here. All right. Whew. We recorded a lot. We chatted a lot. I am going to potentially go grab a little drink, like a bubbly drink or tea or something, and get prepped. Actually, let's check my phone. We're going to go do a little Christmas light walking here shortly. Oh, perfect. I am going to go watch that's a good question. I'm gonna go watch my Patreon video of the week from my Chateau vlog, and then we're supposed to be going to look at Christmas lights. I will show you the very ridiculous thing that I bought to wear for when we go outside at night, but today has been a very indoor day and I'm still vibing with it. But if this wasn't allowed look outside, I would do it, because honestly I just love this, and I love when my eyes look extra blue because of what I'm surrounded by. Also, this blush, I cannot stop raving about the Tactic Top blush. I will rave about it for the rest of my life. It's so freaking good. Still waiting to go out, but I thought I'd make a little version of, oh hello, the CBD cocktail. My hair looks crazy right now. Before we go, because my anxiety is peaking a little bit, but I don't know what it tastes like, so I'm a little afraid to try it in something else before I taste it. So let's do a little taste test. Yeah. It's like lightly citrus, very smooth. I think it would work really well in a fake margarita. So let's do that. All right, our ingredient list: lemon juice. This is a non-alcoholic version of tequila, our triple sec lime juice, and let's see what we get. I've had this one and the ritual one, and I feel like the ritual one's a little bit more peppery, so that might be a different kick when we try this another time. And then this triple set gives us all of our sugar vibes. It's good. I feel like it's a little bit strong in the lemon juice, but other than that, it is officially way too close to my bedtime, but we just got back from our Christmas light adventuring. We kind of just were chatting and having a little therapy session, looking at all the lights, but I'm gonna get in the shower. I'm gonna love and leave you, and I will see you again in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.